Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to our latest webcast that we're bringing you from Travel Weekly. And I'm absolutely delighted to be joined today by Ethna Williamson, who is the new UK and Europe Vice President for Princess Cruises. So, hi, Ethna, how are you?
I am fabulous. Thank you, Lucy, and delighted to be catching up with you. Say
Yeah,
hello to everybody.
likewise. And look, it's exciting because you are joining us from one of your ships. I can see you're in your stateroom there. Which ship are you on today?
I'm on Enchanted Princess. Really excited to be on board and the first day of a week-long cruise. And it's actually a culinary cruise. So not only do I get to go and see exciting places, but I'm going to also get to learn a little bit more about the culinary side of things, and yeah, meet some great people. We've got John Trode on board, we've got Rachel Allen, and we've also got Matt Teppert. So yeah, it'd be great.
Oh my goodness, I'm a massive Saturday Kitchen fan, so you've already made me
Ah,
jealous. And I definitely need some tips on cooking. So that sounds great. And
yeah.
yesterday, I know, so thank you first of all for joining us from the first day of your holiday. But also yesterday you were on Emerald. So you been trying to get around as many ships in the fleet as you can? Because you've only been there a couple of months, haven't you, in this role?
Yeah, just a couple of months. Luckily, I'd managed to get on Enchanted a couple of times when she came into Southampton, because she has regular turnarounds in Southampton. I've been on Island, I've been on Emerald, and next Saturday, so we come back on Friday, and the next day, Saturday, Sky is in Southampton. So
Oh
I'm going
yes.
to be able to get on board her then. So of the ships coming in and out of Southampton, that will be all of the ships. I would also love to try and get to Regal, our FlyMed ship, but we'll see how time goes on that one as well. But it's been brilliant. It's so important to get on board, to meet the team, see the ships, and really get to bring our amazing brand to life.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I do want to move on to other things, but just before we move on from the ships,
Yeah,
I mean, for people who don't know the Princess brand that well, how different
yeah,
are the ships, Ethna? I mean, I know, but one thing that we know very much about Princess is your ocean medallion technology, and I know that's
yes.
been rolled out now. So perhaps you can give us an update on that and how different the ships are, what's similar and what's different about them.
Yes, of course. So we've 15 ships currently. 13 of those ships are already back sailing. Our last two ships will be back sailing very shortly. And the medallion class, as you say, is now rolled out across every ship. So it's brilliant because it just means you've got that opportunity of the sort of amenities of a big ship, but with the personalized service. So it's technology that delivers service, and it's all about sort of, look, our time is precious, so it just makes it all so smooth. And I know, for me coming on board today, being able to do, get everything ready before I came, and it was all green laned and straight on the ship. And then I've got my medallion, so I can sort of arrive to the stateroom and walk straight in because it unlocks because it knows you're there, and go to the bar and get a drink, and they're like, "Well, here you go, thank you very much, Mrs. Williamson," because it's all recognizing on the medallion, and it just all those touches just make the service feel really nice, really smooth, and it's about then making the most of your holiday. So that's brilliant. And there is a little bit of a difference between our ships. Again, it's about the choice, and so it's your choice of destinations. We have 330 destinations we go to, and cruises from 3 days to 111 days. So you've got your choice of destinations, you've got your choice of length of cruise, but then you also think about, well, what's the ship that I want? And we've got sort of different size ships that then sort of also cater to the different needs. But as I said, the great thing with the medallion class is that you get that service whichever ship you're on,
Yeah.
because sometimes people feel some of the bigger ships maybe you'll lose that, but actually it's very much present. So it's really great. And we also have, gosh, amazing entertainment. Just today I saw the premiere of our new show, a Spotlight Bar, and it is just incredible, absolutely amazing. So it premiered on Discovery, and then it's now just on Enchanted, and next year it will be on Sky. and Sky is our ship that's going to be sailing in and out of Southampton. So I know our agents and our guests are just going to love it.
Brilliant. Oh, it sounds very exciting. All right. Well, we've got lots to talk about, but we should probably introduce you a bit better first before we go on to that, because of course it was announced you were taking over from Tony back in April. I think you took up the role in June, but you're not new to cruising, are you? And not new to Carnival UK. Obviously this role at Princess is one that's going to throw you in the spotlight with the trade, but you were working, I believe, in fleet operations for Carnival UK, and previously you were working in marketing for P&O. So just give us very briefly, but just give us a bit of your background, Ethna, so people understand where you've come from.
Absolutely. So just coming up to 8 years that I've been with Carnival Corporation. And I've loved my time with the corporation. It's been amazing. And I've done lots of different roles. It's one of the great things, I think, about our company, of that opportunity for people to develop and get that experience. And so I started in marketing with P&O Cruises, and working closely with the sales teams and the agents from that side and the commercial side of things. And then I took a project, and I did a project role for a year, then moved on to a planning role, and then into operations. And the operations I was asked to take on through COVID period of getting all of our crew back home safely. Then looking at a whole vaccination program, not just for our crew across P&O Cruises and Cunard, but actually across the whole of the corporation. So that was really critical to the return safely of our ships. And then getting our crew back on board our ships and back to the return to service. So a very challenging time, but incredibly interesting time to work in fleet people operations and look after our crew. The essence of our holiday, as we know, the crew are so critical to that. And understanding how that side works and understanding sort of what we need to do to support our crew has been really invaluable, I think, in my time. So but this Princess opportunity came up with Tony moving on. Again, he's had opportunities within the company. And I just really jumped at the chance. Princess is such an incredible brand. I had heard great things about the team. I've loved starting to work with them all. And I know, as I've started talking to our travel agents, they're so positive also about the team and that relationship. So it's been great to get stuck in. It's, as you say, it's a little while from when it was first announced. And so by the time it came around to getting going, I was very much ready to start the role.
And you say you jumped at the chance, Ethna. What was the big appeal then of sort of running the brand in the UK and Europe, perhaps particularly in the UK? Then what do you see the opportunities are in our market for you taking this forward?
So what's brilliant, I think there's huge opportunities personally for the team, but importantly also for our travel agents in the UK. So the Princess has been doing really great things for a number of years. It's built a really good reputation with our travel agents of being innovative, having working really well, having great relationships, and that sort of the Princess way of doing things. The Princess treatment has been working incredibly well. And through the Seacations, we started introducing more people to cruising and getting back into things, and it really sort of opened up, I think, opportunities that hadn't been there before. But it also demonstrated that there is the demand in the UK. So the decision that helped, and was one of the reasons behind the decision of bringing Enchanted as well as Sky to be based from Southampton. And our travel agent partners were incredibly important in making that a success. And it was a huge success. This is the last of the Enchanted cruises before she heads back to the States, but our guest occupancy levels are at maximum. We had sold out on the last number of cruises, and that wasn't expected.
And so Ethna, you mentioned that Enchanted is going back now. So what is the plan for deployment out of the UK then? Because was it a short-lived thing because of the staycations and the fact that people were perhaps nervous to travel too far? Or do you see, you know, sustained demand for the Princess brand that will enable you to put more capacity into this market?
So definitely seeing that sustained demand, and there's definitely, you know, we're seeing it come from our agent partners, but we're also, you know, the great thing is Princess as a company is seeing that we're getting those UK guests and we're getting the demand on the UK guests. What's great is I think for this year, there was a point of the ex-UK was really important. There was maybe a little bit more of a nervousness about flying and traveling and some of the wider disruption. Actually, you know, the world is opening up a lot more. So we've got that opportunities to be able to actually uh, you know, use that long haul. We've got, for instance, one of the things our travel agent partners have been saying for a long time is round trip Vancouver, and the team have now delivered that for us, because we've been saying, right, you know, this is what we need, this is what our agent partners have been saying they want. So opening up not just the UK, but also the Princess brand around the globe, and that's what's going to be key. But you know, we've delivered in 22 over double the guests that we had in 19, both for ex-UK and for FlyMed. So huge build on the success of the past. And so we can take that on further. So in talking to our teams at Princess, they're looking for us to deliver more and more guests. And the more that we and with our agent partners deliver on that, then the more we will get. So it's
Okay.
that point of
so at the moment it's
partnership.
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but at the moment it's going to still just go back to being Sky as the only ship ex-UK then, but if we do well, they might give us another ship.
So at the moment, Sky will definitely be ex-UK, but we'll also have British Isles ship, and we're having conversations about, you know, looking at how we might utilize the ships that are in the UK waters even more. So watch this space. I think we may have yet more opportunities arising.
Oh, you can't tease us like that. We need we need more detail. But okay, but currently what is available for agents to sell is Sky, but you're saying there could be some more things added in that might be available for their guests to
and so one of so this year Emerald was sailing around the British Isles, but next year actually that's going to be Regal. So that means that actually we've already got increased capacity actually within the UK waters for next year already.
Okay. And then you talked there about the sort of the global program and the Fly Cruise program, and you're saying that's obviously picking up. So I know we did a story a couple of weeks ago about your biggest ever day of sales. I know you had your £1 deposit there, which I'm sure helps. But what talk to us about that sort of trading day, like, and what are people booking? Is it now, are they getting more confident? Are they going further afield to some of your more exotic itineraries? What are you seeing in your trends?
So yes, it was really interesting. Our £1 deposit day. So it was our record breaking day, 13% higher than our previous best ever day. So and that was actually a really key turn on to the 23 program year. And so, you know, and real focus on moving forward into 23. And actually, we've already over double so far in the year for 23 than we were last year. So really delivering great numbers already for 2023. And, you know, we're seeing the interest in the UK, in FlyMed, but as you say, opening up then to some of the other pieces of going back to the Caribbean, looking at the new Alaska opportunities. And it's great to sort of see that, you know, opening up and people going, I've experienced Princess. I love what I'm getting with Princess. And so I'm now gonna go further afield and enjoy that more. And it's also, you know, protocols are changing, you know, things are relaxing, things are opening up even further. And I think that gives people that confidence to be able to feel they can take those steps of travel further afield, which is brilliant.
Yeah. And are these, you mentioned there the staycations and how it opened, I guess, you know, some people who've never cruised before. I think you were the first people to come out with and you coined the phrase staycation. I think that was, we'll let you have that. I'm sure that was a Princess thing originally. But so are you seeing totally new to cruise, not just like your loyal customers now coming back and being braver to travel further afield? Are you seeing these new customers sticking with you after trying the round Britain cruises?
Yeah, so it's what's great is it's the new to cruise is really picking up, and they're sort of going, right, let's go further afield. But also you've got people who've cruised before who would have only ever cruised to the sun, have gone, you know what, actually, a cruise locally was really great, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So we're seeing that interest in the British Isles that so before would be much more of a US guest,
Yeah.
you know, around the British Isles, but people have gone, I've really enjoyed that. And, you know, people have talked to me about going with friends and making it like a spa break and just a bit of a change of scene. And it all of a sudden opens up the type of holiday and the type of guest. And, you know, it's one of the things that I love I've had a number of different cruises, but, you know, the cruises, whether it's sort of with my partner or with my mum or with friends, and it's a
Very
different type
different.
of experience, different destination, and that's what's brilliant with cruising.
Yeah.
And what's brilliant with Princess is all of that choice that you can get.
Yeah. And how is just when before we move on from general trading and what people are booking, but are you seeing any impact yet of the kind of cost of living crisis that we're hearing all the time? Is it starting to bite? I mean, you had obviously some good sales, but are you now seeing it slightly, pulling back a little bit, or people booking but maybe not booking quite such a long cruise? Or
we're not seeing that come through at the moment. And actually, I had meetings just this week with a number of our travel agents, and they're not seeing it come through just yet. You know, it's obviously something that we will keep an eye on. We're seeing that sort of decrease in consumer confidence. So it is something that I know we'll all be keeping close to. But at the moment, holidays are definitely seen as something that I suppose the restriction was there for a little while, and actually people want to go and want to have that holiday and really value that time. And the pressures and the stress and the challenges mean that actually that time off and that time away is even more important. And the great thing with cruising is that there's a real value for money with that. And the great thing with Princess Cruises is you get the option. So you can have that point of choosing on your price point of a standard fare, a Princess Plus, or a Princess Premier. We talk about sort of good, better, best. But, you know, it's that point of those options for guests to be able to go, what's appropriate for me and the decisions that I make at this time. And that's what's going to be.
And just explain that then, Ethna. That's like,
Yes.
Does that sort of relate to the amount of all-inclusive, what's
Yes.
added into your fare? Yeah.
Yeah. So the standard is your core cruise, and then you will pay for whatever it is that you're looking to enjoy on board the ship. And so that's fine. It's all the amenities are there. You'll just pay for them as you use them. Princess Plus, which is the one that actually I chose for myself for this holiday, is about having Wi-Fi access, the drinks package, and also crew appreciation is included within it.
Right,
so
that's your gratuity.
15 drinks. Yes, the gratuities piece. So that's all included. So it makes it a all-inclusive package, really, that you do. And so that's, really good offer. And then you can upgrade then to the Princess Premier. With Princess Premier, you get the Wi-Fi, but on multiple devices. They'll also then have a drinks package, but it will include the premium drinks.
Yeah.
You can have the Wi-Fi, but on multiple devices. And then you also get entered into Princess prizes. So when you enter your stateroom, you get the opportunity to win a prize. And that can be, little gifts to right up to free cruises or even up to £100,000. So
why didn't you go for that one? Should have gone for that one.
I should have. I've only got another cruise.
I know. I don't think you'll have too much trouble getting another cruise.
To pick up on that coming through. But it's really nice. I mean, for the UK, we're seeing big numbers of people booking the Princess Premier and Princess Plus. Actually,
Well,
it's something that really our UK guests like.
yes, and I think they do because they don't like getting involved in all the gratuities and stuff, which I get. But I
Yeah,
wondered if, because of the current climate, the financial climate, like I wondered if it gives
yeah,
people reassurance if they've booked it and it's sort of secure and they
exactly.
know they're not going to get it's not going to move about
Yeah,
and they've got it all locked
and
in.
yeah, and then you know that you've then gone right. I've got my budget. I know what I'm going to spend. Now you can still choose to do different shore excursions or do different treatments, but that's for you to then choose as
Yeah,
you want to engage. But you know you've got your holiday and you know how much
yeah.
you're going to spend, and I think that helps our guests.
And then on general pricing, Ethna, as we move forward and with the cost of fuel and all the stuff that's coming down the line, do you anticipate prices going up? I mean, I know this is an easy thing to say, yeah, you better book now because it's the best time you're going to get a price. I know people are going to say that, but we are hearing people saying, look, they genuinely are. We're going to have to pass those costs on in our prices to our customers. So is that something you think Princess or the cruise industry in generally will have to do?
Yeah, I think it's it's every industry really at the moment, isn't it? So from a point of supply chain and what happens, and people having to make those decisions as to how you where we need to carry the costs and where that needs to get passed on. But it's incredibly important for Princess Cruises to consider that value for money and make sure that we're sort of putting that offer out there. And the great thing about Carnival Corporation is we have the strength of the company, we have the strength of the brands, we've got the opportunities to be able to do those sourcing and have those conversations. So it does mean that with us that we've got that built in to be able to make sure that we can look to continue to deliver that value for money for our guests and support our travel agents.
Okay. All right. Let's just talk then. You mentioned your team a few times and how excited you were to be working with the people in
Yeah,
Princess, many of whom we know really well. But
yeah,
obviously, there's been a few changes since you
yeah.
got there. So Rachel
I
Courtney, we
know.
know.
Yeah,
Rachel's moved on. And Nick Hughes, who's very well known from Gold Medal,
yeah.
he is joining you, I think, in October. So that's quite a big change because this is a role that's very, very focused on the trade. So people watching this, they'll be interested to know. So why have you appointed Nick? What was the appeal there?
So for me, it was really important to find an experienced person who had good, strong relationships in the UK with the trade. I was very aware of, the Rachel's great. And she's still with us at the moment. She's been absolutely, as you would expect, professional right up until the end and a huge support. And actually, just this week, myself, Rachel, and Nick got together to have some conversations and thinking about how we support and how we help, and how Rachel's going to support Nick getting on board. And I was really keen to find somebody that was going to come in and give the trade that faith that Princess was in great hands. And I know we have huge potential and huge opportunity to build on the success that we've had already. And Nick's going to be able to help us get there. So one was the strength of his relationship, was then also the level of experience that he's got, and the breadth of his relationships and the breadth of his contacts to be able to go out there in the market. And he's incredibly personable as well and just has a great style with him. And I think he will be brilliant for Princess. And long-term brilliant for Carnival Corporation. I think he's a real talent. And what was great was the amount of positive feedback that we got when we announced the message. There was
Oh,
lots
nice.
of congratulations to Nick, but also lots of congratulations to Princess. So what was brilliant was people were going, well done, Nick, but well done, Princess,
Yeah,
because you've done really well to get Nick on board.
yeah. And I
And the
know he's not
team are
worked
very
for
excited about him coming in.
yeah, sorry, I was going to say, I know he's not worked for a cruise line per se before, but they obviously have Cruise Plus. So it's not like he's totally new to cruise. He's got
Exactly.
his Cruise Plus brand. He's worked with a lot of cruise lines within that. So I think he gets the sector. Obviously needs to have
Yes.
more experience, but he'll be hitting the ground running, won't he?
Absolutely, hitting the ground running, and as I say, we've started some of the conversations already. He's thinking about what he can do to prepare, and in his first day with us is meeting with agents. So it's incredibly important for us to continue the great relationships that we already have with our travel agent partners, and so and look, what's brilliant is when I've spoken to our agents, they've all talked to me about how great their account team are. And, they're still here and they're working with them, and we're going to, onwards and upwards. We'll miss Rachel terribly, but I know that we've got some really great opportunities to come forward, and we're
Yeah.
absolutely committed working with our agent partners.
Yeah, well, let's just quickly talk about agents. I mean, it may well be a question for Nick when he gets in, but are you seeing your mix of agents changing? You talk about your loyal agents, and there's obviously some fantastic cruise
Yes.
specialists, but we all need, we need to grow the market. So are you looking to work with different agents? Are you doing more with home workers? I mean, are you sort of changing your strategy at all to try and, fill all these new capacity that's coming in? We know it's all coming down the line. So
well, that's and that's what's great is we want to grow our demand, and we want to get more guests experiencing Princess, more of our guests coming back to Princess. So the relationships we already have, brilliant. Let's keep working with them and keep delivering and keep going through. And then, as you say, looking to open up to go, there's a lot of really great agents out there that we don't have that as much of a relationship with, or aren't delivering through on Princess, and there may be. One of the things for me is thinking about our training and engagement side of things, so that we can help the agents we're already working with, but also get to meet and talk to new agents, and build on that training and engagement, so that there's a confidence in the Princess brand, and there's a confidence in the teams to be able to talk about Princess and bring that through. So it's one of the things I started having a conversation with the team and with Nick about, and really want to think about how do we hold on to what's been great and what's got us success that we have, and then what are the things that we can do to build on that and take it forward. So for me is coming in, listening, learning, understanding what's working, and then building from that point. And I know that we're going to do that with Nick and the team as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, he'll be great, I'm sure. And just while we talk about sort of how you're selling Princess, because a lot of cruise lines will say, well, they've got a bit of a USP. So it might be culinary, or it might be entertainment, or it might be family, or and with Princess, I know there was a big noise around your ocean medallion and the tech side of things for a while. But of course, everybody's doing, everyone's doing their technologies or similar personalization at sea. So what if you're an agent watching this, Ethna, what would be the USPs? What is it that Princess really stands for? Where does it sit in the market? What is it that you want agents to go away remembering from this interview?
There's a number of great things for Princess Cruises. As you say, we talked about the medallion class, and yes, there is technology out there, but actually the medallion class that's across every ship is unique in the cruise industry, and that really does deliver just amazing service. So it's technology enabling you to have that service and have that personalized experience on board the ship. There's also the destinations. We're known for our destinations, and having that choice of 330 destinations is just incredible. There's also then the service. So the service, yes, helped through the app, but also our people are just amazing and brilliant, and it's been lovely getting to know them more. And then of course there's the value for money, and the value for money that's delivered in that choice as well, from that point of finding the right cruise for you, but also finding the right price point from the standard, the Princess Plus and the Princess Premier. And when you bring all of those pieces together, it just really means that the experience prior to traveling on board the ship and that rounded package is with Princess is invaluable.
Brilliant. All right, well said. I think that's good, nice and succinct. I think it's good for agents to have a well, this is what that
Yeah.
one stands for, because it's confusing. There's so many lines out there, and they all, they all use the words premium and luxury. And so anyway, it's good to know what each one stands for.
Yeah.
And another thing, of course, that you're investing in as a brand is your LNG capability. You've got these 2 new ships on order. We've written about that. We haven't said an awful lot about them. They're slated for delivery, one next year and the next one in 2025. I don't know if that slipped at all because of the pandemic, but just tell us about that, because that's quite a game changer for Princess.
It'll be really great to have that LNG ship, and I'm looking forward to, in the not too distant future, to be able to say more about our new ship. It makes a big difference. Sustainability is so incredibly important to us, and it's important from that point of our guests and the places we visit, our crew. It's every aspect of thinking about the environment, and so the investment into the LNG is just part of that story. We also had Sky Princess, just in the last month or so, is now also shore powered at Southampton, and so that's a real great step forward as well. So there's a number of things that we need to do to make sure that we take the right steps and think about how we're supporting the environment for so many reasons. But yes, and I look forward to being able to tell everybody more about our new ship again in the not distant future.
Well, I was going to say, if she's still due to arrive next year, we don't know much about. Is it towards the end of next year? Have we got how long? It's quite unusual not to know too much about a ship at this stage if it's due
too much about it. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's one that there will be more information soon, and we'll be able to, and I think what will be lovely is to meet up again and be able to tell you and all of the agents even more about the ship then.
All right, I tried, everyone, but she's not biting. No, that's fine. Listen, we can't have it all in one go. As long as you do let us know when you can tell us a little bit more.
Absolutely.
All right. So I guess finally then, Ethna, because I'm conscious of your time and that you're actually away with your husband, so please apologize to him from us. But just your final views, I guess, on your confidence in the market. We touched a little bit about, how you're not seeing some of the issues biting, but we are writing a story this week about one cruise line that's having to cancel some sailings because of, well, 2 things: fuel costs and a lack of demand over the winter. So I just wanted to get your sort of final words really on the winter that's coming up. I know you've got forward bookings and you're saying it's selling well for 23, but just the immediate future. How are you going to cancel anything? Do you think is it hitting you in that way, or do you feel quite confident?
So we had to cancel some of the cruises on Diamond Princess that was due to start back this month. But the reason that we made the decision to cancel some of those cruises is because the occupancy has been so high on all of our other cruises that actually, to deliver the guest experience and service, we needed to be able to move our crew across the rest of the fleet. So we made some of those decisions to be able to make sure that we could support the level of experience and service that we wanted. And that is down to, we are seeing those high occupancy levels across the board. So for 22, we've actually had very few cruises that have been open to sail for a number of weeks now, because of the popularity and the demand that we've got. And we're seeing that demand, a 2023 demand is well outstripping our previous years. So really positive to see, but it's important that we, you never rest on your laurels. We need to all continue to work together and make sure that we're seeing that focus and continuing the conversations that we have with each other. The success of our travel agent partners and ourselves are completely interlinked. So it's about working together and understanding where our guests are at, and talking to each other about what they need and how we make sure that we fulfill that demand. But we have had such a huge success, and I'm looking forward to continuing and working with our agents to build on that great success.
Brilliant. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? You've only been there 2 months and you've got
Yeah,
these record days of trading and you've
I
got
know.
smashed your 2019, figures. So obviously going very, very well
Yeah,
for you. And we are delighted at that. And we will hold you to coming back on and chatting to us
yeah,
about some of these things that you've teased us with today. Some perhaps
yes,
more capacity out of the UK, potentially, some more stuff about your new ship, which we're very excited about. So for now, I'm really grateful. We wish you all the best, and especially when Nick arrives as well. I'm sure he's going to be fantastic. So thanks very much for joining us.
thank you, Lucy. Great to join you.